EA Sports and the Wolf Creek Golf Club so proudly present opening round coverage of the EA Sports Spring Invitational. Well, this is one of my favorite tournaments of the year. It's the EA Sports Spring Invitational, and just a stunning golf course. It's Wolf Creek in Mesquite, Nevada. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. And Frank, we're in for quite a day.
We are. We're going to see the decision-making processes of some of the fine players out there today. And the reason why I say that, Rich, is because there's so much elevation here at Wolf Creek. So you're going to have to make those adjustments on the downhill and the uphill. Club selection decisions. And, of course, the one that does that the best is more than likely the one that's going to come out on top.
That's well played. Now a good look at birdie. This one just requires a little bit of focus.
Now a putt for par.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Not going so well for him. He has this for bogey. So that's a bogey, and now to 1 over par for the tournament. Short par 4, 16th hole, measures only 393 yards. But Frank, as is the case with pretty much every hole, despite...
Oh, he's winding this one up. Does he have the power, though?
And that ball is absolutely scorched. Just hit a seed out there. Frank, I know you like boxing. That was some heavyweight power right there.
Smoked it.
Good tee shot right in the fairway and plenty long. All right, Frank, what are you looking to do with this approach shot here at 16?
Well, a good tee shot that sort of split those two fairway bunkers should leave you a relatively, what looks like a straightforward short iron shot in. Distance control paramount once again here at 16, because this green has a lot of subtle undulations in it.
I'll tell you, he's setting himself up for a good weekend. A former college #1 makes another birdie. Frank, you licking your chops here at the par 5, 17th hole?
Oh, why not? A chance to reach a par 5 and 2, but there's still pitfalls in front of you. A little creek or stream runs across the fairway. So really limiting the distance you can hit that tee shot, but it's still reachable from just short of that creek. Find trouble off the tee, then obviously you turn it into a 3-shotter. But a good tee shot, and it's too tempting to resist not going for this green. I've seen some long tee shots, but the advantage to tee that ball up, get it up there quickly, get the wind behind you. It's amazing how far you can hit it.
Well, couldn't have done much better than that, and the eagle is looking very likely now. This is a 9-footer. Has it, now sitting at 2 under par for the tournament. 18th hole, and Frank, again, a good scoring opportunity. Short par 4.
Yeah, if you looked at the scorecard, you'd think you could drive this green, but one quick look at the trouble in front, you realize that's probably not the prudent play. Really, something 230, 240 yards off the tee in that vicinity is going to leave you just a flick wedge into this green. It is a rather narrow green, but from that distance, you'd expect to hit it close.
So the final approach shot here at Wolf Creek Golf Club, Frank, you want to make it a good one.
A good drive, just a short wedge in here. Everything slopes back towards the player. Relatively skinny green that sort of does slope left to right. You judge that pitch shot. Ideally, you'd like to hit it in a little low. Try and bounce it towards the flag, maybe with a little bit of spin on the tail end of it.
That was a nice birdie, and no doubt he's feeling pretty good about his position on this leaderboard.
A series of good holes in a row has got him to this point.
So through one round, Frank, our leader really put on a good show today.
They certainly did, Rich. It was truly a great performance, especially from tee to green. It's not easy to come out of the gates like that.
EA Sports and the Wolf Creek Golf Club so proudly present second round coverage of the EA Sports Spring Invitational. I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. Now the second shot to the par 5. Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Stuffed it in there really close, and now just a tap in. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this. Just a fraction too aggressive. Remember, line and speed go together.
Sometimes you want that birdie so badly, and all of a sudden you're faced with a lot of work, more work than you had hoped for, just to make the par. Frank, how does that par help his cause?
It certainly doesn't hurt it.
Frank, you need to be a bit of a rock climber just to get to this second tee. 445-yard hole. What a view.
Took off the face.
And that's going to stay on the fairway here at the second hole. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
This is a good-looking shot. So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday.
Given the situation, Rich, things so tight at the top. Very, very good birdie.
That was huge right there. Still with a great chance to come away with this title. All right, Frank, describe the third hole.
Well, it's a par 3 with a bit of a tabletop green, Rich. Some bunkers right and left of that, but also it's going to play a little bit further. This tee shot is uphill, unlike the opening 2 holes. So a 3 here, and that certainly won't hurt the scorecard. Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Second shot coming out of the rough here.
I mean, this skill, and that was sublime.
Just good hands coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position.
How did that not go in?
Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Settles in over the putt. Too bad, that's a bogey and dropping another spot on this leaderboard. Action is underway, and we'll take you out to hole number 4. Frank, we're early in the second round. What have you seen so far?
I've seen a lot that can be improved on too, but there's enough good there. That's the main thing. You know, the scorecard doesn't always reflect how you're playing. But a little bit of basics out there. Fairways, greens, maybe knock a couple of putts in. All of a sudden that scorecard looks different.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. These putts keep the round together. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it is going to hurt the cause.
That is a solid par putt. How about this hole, Frank? Par 5, fifth.
If you stand on this tee for the first time, you've got virtually no idea where you've got to aim. Do you aim it left of those bunkers? Do you aim it over the sort of the canyon? Really, the answer is how far do you hit it, because that is going to determine the line that you hit it on. Avoid the water, that little stream, but you can always have a drink on the way if you want to, I guess. Second shot plays uphill, but this is a relatively short par 5, so very reachable. But you've got to see, you've got to flight that second shot. You want to make sure that ball's coming in nice and high to this green that's perched up.
Frank, what's it going to take here on this approach at the par 5?
Well, some people might actually try and bounce it in between those two bunkers and run the ball up on the green, but personally, I'd try and actually take a hybrid or something with a little bit more loft and try and fly the ball. Take those two bunkers out of play.
That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
That's well played. Now, good look at birdie. This is a 16-footer. So one shot closer to the lead with that birdie. So that is a top 10 performance through 2 rounds, Frank.
It's always nice to know that you have a shot with 2 rounds left in the tournament.
EA Sports and the Wolf Creek Golf Club so proudly present third round coverage of the EA Sports Spring Invitational. We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
After that tee shot, this now from 140 yards.
It's like cyber vision. Shot after shot, right at the flag.
Just dialed in. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Frank, there's an old basketball announcer who used to say when a ball went in and out of the cylinder, just the way that one did, he would say, ringtail howitzer. And that one just didn't go in. That is a solid par putt right there. Here at the 15th hole here at Wolf Creek, bit of a breather here. Nice, short par 3. You don't want to miss this green.
No, that's the temptation there. If you try and bite off a little too much because it looks a little too easy, then a bogey here, and you're in a bad mood all of a sudden at Wolf Creek.
You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline. Just when you think you're going to make birdie, now have to really concentrate on this and at least make par.
And getting ready for the putt. Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
Now to the 16th hole as we get set for the finishing stretch. And Frank, what's the best way to play this relatively short par 4?
Somehow you've got to straighten the hole up in your mind's eye, Rich. Just look all the way across that canyon and look like the hole was built straight, because really that's the way it should be played. If you start looking left and turning it into a dog leg, then all of a sudden bad things can happen. So look straight at the green. That's your line. Just try and bisect those two fairway bunkers.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. That's an important birdie right there, into the top 5 on this leaderboard.
Well, there's so much at stake this week, Rich.
Now to the 17th, par 5 here at Wolf Creek Golf Club.
Yeah, dogleg left. Tee shot obviously has to be played short of that creek down there. It's still going to be a reachable hole, even though this hole's sort of around the 550, 560 mark. But because you've got to play short of that stream, it's going to leave a lengthy second shot, and you've got to get the distance right on the button.
What a drive. Just tattooed that. Second shot coming up here at the par 5. That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up.
It's no snap, though. That was cruel. It looked like it was certainly going in.
You hate to miss the short ones. Ouch. Now this for birdie came away with par the previous round. Racking them and stacking them right now. 6 under par for the tournament. 18th hole, and Frank, again, a good scoring opportunity. Short par 4.
Yeah, if you looked at the scorecard, you'd think you could drive this green, but one quick look at the trouble in front and to the right of the screen, and you realize that's probably not the prudent play. Really, something 230, 240 yards off the tee in that vicinity is going to leave you just a flick wedge into this green. It is he's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there. He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. This one just requires a little bit of focus. That was a nice birdie, and no doubt he's feeling pretty good about his position on this leaderboard.
A series of good holes in a row has got him to this point.
There you have it. Round 3 is finished, and it was a good one, Frank.
Yeah, after 3 rounds in, you really could start to see who could take home the trophy when it's all said and done. Great play, though, up until this point. Round 4 should be an absolute thriller.
EA Sports and the Wolf Creek Golf Club so proudly present final round coverage of the EA Sports Spring Invitational.
Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my idol.
And it looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow-through. This is the second shot at the par 4. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. That will be a great look at birdie. He has a 12-footer here. Tough start to the backside, Frank.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well, too. You start losing confidence with the putter early on.
Frank, let's hope he doesn't make double bogey now.
That's the saddest coming out in you, Rich.
He needs this for bogey. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts.
Even par, currently.
Frank, what happened there?
Glasses fell off.
We're here at the downhill par 3 11th hole. Frank, it's 215 yards from the back tee.
This hole certainly is not for the faint of heart. When you look at that tee shot, you think, oh my God, what do I do from here? But remind yourself, it's 215 yards and really only about 160, 170 yards to green grass again. But it's 215 yards. That should be the club that you're trying to pick. Green's big enough, just persuade yourself. Try not to look at the canyon in the desert. There is a green down there. The hole is playable.
Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. Frank, the par 5 12th is another case of a hole where you see that Wolf Creek Golf Club can actually be kind of scary, daunting. But you look out at the desert mountains, and then you add in some water, which we have here on the left, and you can go for some big numbers here if you're not careful.
Well, this is where the Wolf and the Creek can take a bite out of you. You hit it left off the tee, then you're certainly going to start to rack up a number. There's enough fairway down the right, but once again, if you hit a good drive and this hole is reachable for you, then you've got to worry about the water, which is to the right of this green. 5 wouldn't be the worst score you could make around here, that's for sure. I've seen 6s and 7s.
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Birdie try up next. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. And with that, birdie moves into second place. 13th hole here at Wolf Creek, and Frank, anyone can say, oh, I'm going to take this one over the trees. But very few can stand up and say, I'm flying this baby clear over the mountains.
Yeah, if you take the direct route, obviously it's going to be much shorter than the 350 yards that it's measured as a dogleg right. So the direct line, well, I don't want to tell you the exact yardage because it might give you too much of a clue, but it might be worth taking. It's going to be a blind tee shot, though, and you're not quite sure on the outcome. Should be safely on deck.
Well, they claim it's a reachable par 4. We haven't seen a whole lot of people do it today. We just saw it right there. Well done. Slight miss, and he'll have to deal with some of the heavy grass. Not a gimme, but well within his range. That is a painful miss right there. And a bogey. Drop shot here at the 13th. Now a 7-footer. Never quite had enough oomph on that.
Yeah, sort of a wishy-washy stroke.
So they'll tap in. Drops not 1 but 2 shots with that double bogey. Now to the 14th hole, and Frank, this is probably the best par 4 here at Wolf Creek.
Well, it's certainly the hole that they take the most photographs on, Rich, and you can see why. Great vantage point of the whole golf course. Hole's just sort of littered with bunkers down the left side. So you know where not to go once again. Go to the right side of that. Hole just keeps sort of hooking around that left side. It plays under 450 yards. It's fun. Just sort of draw it a little off the tee, draw it a little into the green, and you'll be fine. Oh, that was sweet. Straight down the middle.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Well, that's what the great ones do. From the rough, they use their skill and their strength to get it out and get it close. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
This would give him a bogey. Continuing to putt with confidence. Now to the short par 3 15th hole here at Wolf Creek. What is this, Frank? Just a wedge or a 9-iron?
That's all, Rich, but it's very tempting to get greedy here. And, well, you pay the price, obviously, if you miss the green on the left down on those bunkers because they're a good 6-7 feet below the level of the green. But with a wedge or a 9-iron, who doesn't go aiming at the flag?
Pretty good shot right there, about 10 feet away, setting up the putt for birdie. Oh, my goodness, Frank, that is painful.
Oh, yeah, you'd rather miss the hole at times, wouldn't you?
Good putt. From a short par 3 to a short par 4. Just 393 yards here at the 16th, Frank.
And when you stand on this tee, this hole looks anything other than straight. Goes to the left and comes back to the right. But if you can just fixate at the green in the distance, you're actually going to look like a relatively straight par 4. And that's the way the hole should be played. Look at those first 2 bunkers that you see and just try and split those. Good tee shot here and nothing more than a wedge left into this green. Simplify it. That's the key.
It should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
Oh, that incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up. What a birdie. Now just a handful of players in contention.
Now to the 17th, par 5 here at Wolf Creek Golf Club.
Yeah, dogleg left. Tee shot obviously has to be played short of that creek down there. It's still going to be a reachable hole, even though this hole's sort of around the 550, 560 mark. But because you've got to play short of that stream, it's going to leave a lengthy second shot, and you've got to get the distance right on the button.
Good tee shot right in the fairway and plenty long. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Just a case of a hole suiting the player's eye. Made the birdie yesterday, and he has a good chance to make another one today. Oh, I thought he had that. Frank, you hate to miss it from that distance.
More than a setback there.
Frank, the beauty of golf, you never know when you're going to find that spark and begin to turn it around.
Well, that's why you can't just quit on.
Frank, that birdie will help the cause. '18th hole, and Frank, again, a good scoring opportunity. Short par 4.
Yeah, if you looked at the scorecard, you'd think you could drive this green, but one quick look at the trouble in front and to the right of the screen, and you realize that's probably not the prudent play. Really, something 230, 240 yards off the tee in that.
So, drop the shot after ending up with the water on that recent miscue. So, hit the previous shot in the water, took a drop. This now the third shot. So, Frank, he'll take a drop here.
Yeah, he'll take his medicine, take his penalty shot. The hole's not over yet.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. try to scramble here. He's giving himself a chance for par. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Solid par, in a good position on the leaderboard.
Yeah, second place, and you get the impression that's going to change soon too.
That'll put a wrap on our final round coverage for all of us at EA Sports. I'm Rich Lerner. We'll see you next time.